Okay, in this episode we're going to talk about the processing of the brain, information, how it is processed through the brain, and how I believe the soul does not process it or even use it in any way, but it just experiences it. I believe that the soul is, basically I'm going to discuss how I believe the soul is just some form of experiencer. It doesn't contain any information. It experiences the brain containing the information. It just gets the grand illusion that it is taking in information. I do not believe the soul takes in any information. I believe the soul can inherit information. I don't believe the soul is physical, so the soul cannot really contain information, because even though information can be sent unphysically through signals, we know that with computers, with our brains, with biology, information can be processed unphysically. It can be processed without using physical realms of existence. But I believe this information can only be stored or observed in a physical body, and only a physical body can truly observe or process the information in that sense. So the brain processes the information. Basically, this is what the brain does. It observes, it inherits, it processes, and it stores. That is what the brain does with the information the world gives to it. And then it can process what it's stored. How to process what's stored. Well, think of a memory. Remember the last time you went on a holiday. There, you're processing information that's stored within your mind. You're processing a memory. Not necessarily are you actually processing it. I believe the soul experiences the brain processing it. So when the brain decided to process that information, it was the brain deciding it, not you. Now, the problem about this is, when I say my soul, well, I don't have a soul, because I'm the brain talking, not the actual soul. Even though the soul within this brain, which I am, is a soul. The statement "I am a soul," even though it feels true, if there is a soul, it's not true, because it's the brain talking and not the soul. This is the basic theory of it, how the brain does everything that we experience, every single thing that happens, just everything that you have in your life, all the thoughts, all the things you see in the world, it's all processed in the brain, and the soul is within the brain, and the soul is the experiencer. The soul experiences all the brain does, and the brain does not just do things, it also inherits things, so you feel connected to the world as well as the brain. So you get a grand illusion that first of all, you get the illusion you're in the world, which you're not. The world's in your mind. Secondly, you get the illusion that you are the brain, but in truth you're not. And what is the truth? Well, the truth is you are within the brain. You're the soul within the brain, experiencing everything the brain does, everything the brain inherits. So the brain takes in information from the world outside you through the senses, and then that is stored and processed in the brain. But also thoughts are processed in the brain, so you have two different types of things being processed in the brain at once. And these things that are processed in the brain mix to give you an illusion that you're a mind, you have a brain, and that you're in the world. But in truth, the world's inside your mind through the holographic universe. Now, the actual world is not inside your mind, but the world you see, experience, is all in your mind, because it's all electrical signals in your mind, as the Matrix says. So, and then the soul is actually experiencing the brain, inheriting the world, and thinking about it too. So it's kind of interesting. It's a grand illusion. Okay, so let me wrap up now, basically, everything that I've been talking about. Basically, the brain processes information, we, the soul, experience it, and of course the statement "I am the soul" is incorrect, yet at the same time, the truth is that the soul within this brain is the soul, which is the real experiencer. So in some sense you presume it's true, but it's not. So yeah, it's quite confusing. But anyway, thanks for listening and watching. I'll be on next time, part 4. Bye.